TWBD folks.
I've seen a few tweets about, thank goodness I got a bidet earlier.
Yeah, I've got one. That helps a lot. But I also got toilet paper, just a normal order, a week before all the craziness from Amazon. So we were just lucky, I guess. All right. We are recording, and we're back to it. Bo, take it away.
Okay, so the four of you make your way to the front area where there is, it's towards the center of the tower where there's the stairwell, and you begin descending down the stairwell. Okay, and as you descend the stairwell, you hear heavy plate footsteps coming up behind you, or coming up in front of you, rather. As you continue down to the in that general direction, you see there's sort of a paladin hoofing his way up the stairs. Clunk, 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 clunk. And when he stops, you see large eyes underneath the helmet. And then he nervously stands there, and then he goes, Wait, you're the ones, you're the reinforcements. Ho there. Please stop, hear me out for a second. He takes off his helmet, revealing a large head of blonde hair. I'm Sir Daniel. Hello.
Hello, Sir Daniel.
I'm wondering if I can speak with you privately for a minute.
Oh, he's got it too.
So do you, Nash. Yes, that's fine. Sure.
Right. So, you do you have a means out of here? Once you've done helping with the reinforcements, you must have a return vehicle, a steed, perhaps. Some sort of
Why?
horses. Well, if we could keep this conversation between you and I. Discretion being important.
Sure.
I don't want to die here. I need to return home to see to my wife and my child, Clarice. When you leave, would you take me with you?
Look, nobody wants to die here. And right now, our first order of business is curing this illness that's getting around. Right now, if you got out of here before that was taken care of, you could potentially hurt your wife and child. You certainly don't want that, do you?
No, of course not. I won't return directly to my wife and child. We'll go seek out a high cleric who can help us.
No. Everybody who is in this tower needs to remain in this tower until we've cured everyone.
Is that really your plan?
A cure? It beats the alternative.
This thing has already killed 4 people. We won't survive another night here.
Then perhaps we should spend more time seeking a cure than having conversations in stairwells.
He looks at you, rebuked, and everyone's sort of waiting behind you, and he goes, Forgive me, forgive me. And he puts his helmet back on, and he descends back down the stairs hurriedly.
Alright. Keep heading towards the library.
Okay. So you continue heading down, and as you head down several floors, you reach nothing's labeled, but you remark should be the main floor after descending 8 flights. Moving down from one quiet floor to the next, but one floor in particular is not quiet. This first floor. You hear the sounds of swords clanging. Bing, bing, echoing from the hallway. As you look out onto the floor, you don't see anything but a hallway, but you hear the sounds of combat echoing in the distance. The library remains further down.
Well, sounds like a bunch of people trying to kill each other. You might be interested in looking into that. And I'll stop on the descent and turn.
And I'll say, all right, you two. Cut it out. I hate this. Stanley, just quit it.
No, this is a microcosm of exactly what we're talking about. Our first hint for a cure lies below. There is conflict here. What's your plan, Varel?
I am incapable of performing any feat or deed of my desire. Please lead on, Stanley.
All right, Stanley's going to. If we go down these stairs and we find a cure, and people find some way out of the tower, or they all kill each other, it somewhat defeats our purposes. If we go fight them, it's a potential waste of time when we could be curing the disease. Maybe it would be best if we split up and did both.
Let me guess. It won't be you two in a group.
I don't mind working with anybody in this group. I'd simply think we need to handle things smart. You're welcome to voice your opinion, Nash, should you have one.
Well, I just don't like seeing two of my favorite comrades fighting.
Hope, what do you think?
I think this new feeling, the greatest number would be saved if we found a cure for whatever this is.
All right. I'm going to continue down further. We'll see if we can find a cure. If anybody wants to go see to whatever that mess is, it couldn't necessarily hurt. I'll keep going down the stairs.
Okay, so further travel is in the dark. Now, those with dark vision can still see in the dim light, but those that aren't able to see going forward, you'll have to have a light source.
I will, as fast as I can find one, pick up a stone or something like it and light it.
Perfect. All right, so you light it up, and now the stairwell's illuminated with your light stone.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. You descend further down below the floor, and the sounds of fighting and clanging begin fading behind you as you reach the main floor of this library, which is darkened all but with your stone. I'm going to change the map here to the library map. Just tell me if you guys can see okay.
Yes,
Yep.
indeed.
Okay. Let's see. Perfect. So you're in a hallway. As you look out the stairs from the stairwell continues to descend further down, but it stops here, and it has this appearance of being what you're looking for, even though you can't see any books. You just see an ornate hallway moving straight down.
All right, I think this is it. He said he thought it was on the west side. Let's see what we can find.
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
move forward.
Are your characters remanded to your control?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So why don't you move yourself down the hallway? All right, through the darkened light, as you move down, you can see that there is, tables and chairs, places for study. No actual place where a book is found yet, like any books that you can see. Just looks like a study area with little, shelves and spots for people to take books and read them. There's an entrance to the left and right of the room. From this chamber.
All right. Step into the room. Kind of start making my way to the right. Kind of make my way that way.
Okay.
I'll follow Stanley.
Perfect. Okay, so you make your way to the left side of the room. I'll just ask you to stop at the door.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Let me see. So as you peer out into the doorway, did you want to do some sort of perception roll to get the scout ahead?
Yeah, take a look. Where's perception? That's going to be a 20, not natural.
Okay. As you stare out into the darkness of what's around the corner, you see that the room opens up into a large antechamber that might be you would have to guess architecture wise, may curve around back into a U. You see that there are these large bookshelves on the bottom floor on the left, and that there are these risers towards the center of the room. Very strange sort of look. You can only make out so much, but you see some shelves and a few decorative urns in a very large, high-ceilinged hallway.
It looks like this is probably it. There are books up ahead. I'll step through the door.
Okay, so as you step through the door, you see that it is a large, darkened hallway. Not hallway, but large, darkened room. There are these large bookshelves to the right. There are bookshelves on the main floor to the left. You also, through the dim light, with your dark vision, you see that there are parts of the room that appear to be foggy and cloudy that you have difficulty seeing through. Almost like these strange spots throughout the room. You can only make out their edges, though, but it's this weird sort of air that is permeating through the room.
All right. I'm going to walk in and approach the nearest bookshelf.
Okay, perfect. You approach the nearest bookshelf.
There?
Yeah, okay, perfect. So you walk in, quietly observing. You see farther down the hallway there are these large clouds of black smoke in the room. It's not quite smoke; it's these areas. This inky blackness just seems to be permeating through the room. Up ahead, there is a large set of bookshelves to the left, and if you notice on the right, there's like what I would say is about a 4-foot riser onto a floor that's higher up, and you see table and chairs on that riser. And then there's a third floor even higher up that has columns, and there are bookshelves up there along with reading tables. Some of it's obscured in inky darkness.
Ugh, this seems like this is going to be a fairly massive undertaking. I think we all need to see if we can find out some semblance of order to the books and see what we can find.
Okay, so we can kind of split up and...
Noting that Varel does not have a way to see without light, I will produce the lantern that I carry, press the digitate flame into it, and hand it out towards him.
Okay, so he can be... Because right now he's relying on Nash to be a light source, I think.
Yeah.
on the map. So, okay. Perfect. So he has his own lantern as well now?
Yeah.
He takes it.
I take it.
Okay. That should update with the right lighting for you now, Varel.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, I start looking through the nearest bookshelf, see if I can piece together any sort of order or logic to how the books have been assembled.
Certainly. You move right to the first bookshelf, and you see that, judging by the covers of the books, they appear to be various treatises on Euphemian law.
Okay. All right, probably not going to find a journal there, so I will begin moving further into the library.
Okay. All right. You roll further, and you move to the next bookshelf. Roll an investigation roll, please.
Uh, 19.
Okay. So you examine this set of bookshelves, and you notice these books continue to be about Euphemian law, case law on various planes. Um, Pretty dry stuff, very old stuff. You don't really open them; you just sort of look through the spines of the books to see what the titles are, and nothing here strikes you as being related to journals. Now, I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh boy. 20, not natural.
17.
16 for Stanley.
24.
Okay, Stanley, you hit stage 3 of the sickness, and you feel your body begin to warm up again, and you begin to sweat inside your clothes.
I'm going to do lesser restoration on myself again.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you relieve the symptoms up to a minor cough and slight headache. Stage 1.
All right, I'm going to just keep going down the line. Next set.
All right. As you get to the next set, you notice that the bookshelf is partially engulfed in this black cloud that appears to be just sort of smoldering in place. You can't see anything inside the black cloud. If you'd like to examine just the books that are outside of the cloud, you can, or you can examine all of the books.
Let me start by looking at what's outside of the cloud.
Okay, make an investigation roll, please.
It's going to be a 9.
Okay, on this particular bookshelf, you seem to see that these are hymn books organized here. They look like they're like compilations of Euphemian ballads, different types of songbooks. Nothing that is entitled with anything relating to a journal.
And can I take a look at this mist? Maybe take out like a dagger and slowly push it into the mist.
Okay.
Sort of what happens.
All right. So since you want to put the dagger into it, you slowly unsheath one of your daggers and move the blade into the cloud. It becomes engulfed in the black cloud so that you can no longer see the tip of the blade, but there's no reaction. You pull the blade out and observe the tip, and it is still there.
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if anybody else wants to do anything while I'm messing with the cloud, you're all welcome to do so.
I'm gonna do a.
Hope's gonna
go
start
ahead.
working to the other side of the book. Sorry. Go
I
for
was
it.
just gonna do an arcane check. On at the cloud or near the cloud, or am I near Stanley right now?
You're not. You've been waiting in the antechamber, watching Stanley move deep in there and start
Okay.
looking at books.
All right.
And Hope has started looking at books as well.
In that case, I will get in there. Then I'll do like Hope and start looking at some shelves where Stanley has not been.
Okay. Let's make some investigation rolls from you two, please.
Ooh, 19.
19. Okay. And Hope?
16.
All right. Nash, you begin looking at a different set of bookshelves as you look at the old tomes that are inside. They all appear to relate to Euphemian law and what to do. In particular, one book was, the legalities about vengeance. In particular, jumps out at you, but it's all about the law. No personal journals.
Okay, and does anything I see? I mean, I know we're looking just for the journal, but is there anything in here about diseases or I don't know?
Nothing like that jumped out. They're
Healing,
all
okay.
books pertaining to the law.
Okay.
Hope the books you examine as well appear to be various case studies on particular trials that have been brought forward to the Euphemian court and the Chapel of Answers. There's nothing in particular that jumps out at you as what you're looking for.
Cool. I'll move down to the next set of books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
All right, so you both move down to the next shelf and perform investigation rolls again, please.
20, not natural.
Nash.
16.
All right, so Hope, this particular set of books does appear to be partially the continued case law that you were seeing on the previous shelf, and then partially there are these books that appear to contain hymns and musical sheets and great pieces to play in church. In particular, there's one holy tome that's large and decoratively is very decorative in its cover. It's on one of the bottom shelves. Now, Nash, as you continue forward, you find nothing more but Euphemian case law and then law books, where such information as the law of righteousness can be found. The laws of righteousness.
Okay. Then I'll keep moving toward the unseen shelving.
All right. So as you move forward closer to the cloud, there's a sense of foreboding fills you as you get close to the cloud. You may roll further investigation checks if you'd like to keep looking at bookshelves that are in safe areas.
Just do like a arcane check now that I'm near the cloud and kind of see if I can sense what's going on. Get anything from it?
Okay. Sure. Roll an Arcana check, please.
15.
You peer at the cloud and attempt to discern its nature. It's not naturally occurring phenomena. And you get this instinct like it's not real.
Okay.
But you don't trust it 100%.
I'm going to convey that to the group. I'll say, because now Stanley's nearby, right? He's around this same cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll just say, Stanley, something's not right here. It's almost like this is fake, but I don't know for sure. I don't entirely trust it. But there's something here.
Stanley's gonna look at the cloud and cast the spell magic on it.
Okay. You look at the cloud, attempting to cast dispel magic upon it. Do you want to describe how that looks to everyone? Is there anything cool about dispelling magic?
Just a gesture, magical words, and then the magic kind of seeps in and attempts to just dissipate it.
Okay. Are there any rolls associated with it? No, right? Dispel magic should just work if it works.
For any spell 3rd level or lower, it ends. For each spell 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Plus this
Yeah,
DC,
the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. So, you cast a spell upon it and nothing happens.
Well, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be magical in nature.
I don't know what else it could be. If it's not magical, what is it?
Is this a brazier next to me?
Yeah.
Here on the map?
Yes,
Does it have oil in it?
Yeah, it does appear to have oil in it, in fact.
All right. I will grab the side of the bowl and using my storm spirit, lighting unattended objects, I will light the brazier.
All right, you light the brazier, and I will make it a light source in just a second, but it lights successfully.
I like that we're just going to pronounce it brazier. That's fine. Isn't it brazier?
Maybe.
Who knows anymore?
Yeah, who knows?
What are words, Scott?
Yeah, what are they even?
There should be a source of light now on the brazier. You see
Awesome.
that? It'll be hard to see because you have your own light source as well, but it will remain lit. Should remain
Cool.
lit.
I'm assuming symmetry. I'm going to start walking to the other side of the library to light
Okay.
the other one.
Okay. You move back to that study chamber that was at the top of the stairs, and as you progress towards the other side of that room, you notice that a black cloud, like the one in front of Nash and Stanley, sits right in the entrance to the symmetrical side of this other room.
There are wooden chairs out here, yes?
Yes, there are.
All right, I would like to grab one and using my storm spirit, light it ablaze and chuck it into the darkness.
All right.
Awesome.
You light the chair on fire, and it begins smoking inside the tower. It has no windows or questionable ventilation situation. You just pick up the chair, you light it on fire, and athletics roll to toss it into the bush.
25.
Okay, so you light the chair on fire and toss it into the dark cloud, and the light from it disappears. And it disappears into the cloud, and you can no longer see it.
All right. I'll turn around and head back towards the group.
Okay, perfect. Okay, you turn around and head back towards the group, and they're still investigating the cloud that they can see inside the library between the bookshelves.
Stanley's gonna see if he can squeeze up between these two clouds. Is there enough room in there to do that?
All right, so you have to climb up the 4-foot riser, which is easy enough to do. You grab up onto the side. You're now on an elevated, walk, right?
Yeah.
And you like to try and squeeze through.
Yeah.
There's about 2 feet of clearance between the wall and there. You could probably make it, but you're gonna have to acrobatics it up.
Sure, let's do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Let's not answer that.
Okay, let's see. That's gonna be 22.
Okay, you're able to slide your way through. That's the wrong thing I selected. Oopsies. You're able to slide your way through, and I can't select your dude anymore. Sorry. Because the way this oh, you're able to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just do it.
I'm moving everything around now. It's so annoying.
The clouds.
They start moving.
They're not really moving. Okay, there you go. And you slide on through to the other side.
That's a great Doors song.
And no other bookshelves on this, or are they lining the walls as well?
So there are bookshelves on the walls up on the third riser floor, and that's all you can see
So above me or below me?
above. So if you look to your the west, there's another elevated
these
platform.
right here?
Yeah, and there's
Okay.
bookshelves on the
I'm gonna
back.
climb up those and go check out those bookshelves.
Okay, investigation roll, please.
21.
Okay, you look through these books and you see that these are tales of legendary beings. Some of them are fables. You're not sure if it's fiction or nonfiction, but it seems to be a bookshelf filled with stories of Euphemian heroes.
All right, that's potentially closer to what we're looking for. Oh, I gotta figure out what's up with these clouds.
Is John all Vaseline to you guys too on the video?
Oh, man.
It's John all Vaseline.
Yeah, like focus.
Yeah, he's out of
Oh, there you go.
focus, but
Fixed it.
Hey,
Yep.
we did it.
Got it.
my attention
Just
was
making
on
sure it
other
wasn't just me.
things.
I don't suppose you want to lick one of these clouds, Nash.
No, but I could maybe snort one.
I don't think that's a good idea either.
Do you
For
think
what it's worth.
Okay, I won't do it then. It's not normally. Normally, I reserve my taste test for physical, tangible matter. Not hazy, black, dark smoke.
Hope's gonna head on over to the other side of the library and start seeing what's over there.
Well, how are you going to get there? There's a
She's
large
gonna
cloud
go
in front of you. Yeah.
back the way she came.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mhm.
she'll walk across where they entered to the other side.
Okay, go ahead and move your token. And as you begin to get closer, you behold the same thing Varel did. That there's a dark cloud blocking the passage to the other side of the library from the main study chamber.
Roger.
Roger that.
All right, she'll head back and she'll climb up to the table where there are open books on the table.
Sure.
Okay, and she'll look at the open books and see if anything reads like a journal.
Nope, there's nothing here that looks like a journal. You see that the open books there's 2 copies of the Word of Euphemius, which appears to be some sort of treatise from the deity himself, and then some translation guides for interpreting the passages of Euphemius.
Good, perfect. All right, so seeing that that's religious and all that, she'll climb up, and it looks like there's a room there to the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there seems to be a private study chamber there.
And she'll check out that private study chamber.
Okay, so you walk in and you see that there's a room with it's a room. It's not ornate, like there's just plain stone walls, 2 chairs, and a little shelf for storage of books. There's a couple of books on that shelf, and there's a book on the table.
Cool. Hope will check out the books.
Okay, investigation roll, please.
13.
All right, so these appear to be on the books on the shelf. Actually, appear to be journals, but not the kind of journals you're thinking of. They seem to be shift change logs for guard duty above, and it's just a record kept over the past, from what you can tell, maybe hundreds of years, if not thousands. And then the book on the table is just a cover with no pages inside of it. The cover of the book says, guide to best Euphemian practices in law. But it's curiously empty. And as part of your investigation search, you also notice that behind the shelf, sort of near where one of the legs is, jutting out, is a little book-shaped thing, like pages, shoved behind the table, shoved behind the storage cabinet.
Awesome. She'll go to grab those.
Okay. You go to grab them, and as you pick up the stack of papers, a small parchment slips out and falls to the ground. It's folded.
She'll look at it curiously and then bend down and pick it up.
All right. You bend down, pick it up, and fold the paper open, and you see the drawing. It's a lewd sexual act. There's several women, several men, and several demons in an orgy. It's very detailed.
Leave it to Hope to find the porn in the Paladin library.
I'll pass it on
Sounds
to
right.
Nash. Don't worry. But does it look like it's printed or would have been drawn by a paladin?
It's hand drawn. You don't know. There's a signature in the corner with the artist's name, but you can't make out what it is. It's one of those obscure signatures that don't really spell. Just have a symbol.
Yeah, it's artistic more so than. So she'll call out, Nash, I think I found something. And then she'll go through the most recent logs to see if anything catches her eye.
I'll go, sweet, and I'll come over to see what's up.
All right, you'll have to climb up 2 sets of risers to get up to the.
Oh, that's right. She has moved. Well, then before I do that, is there anything else in my little area of view that I can look at that'll help us here?
Your searches have come up empty.
Okay.
There's books.
All right.
Nothing but books, tables, and brick walls. What you're looking at?
Then I'm going to also go up there then. A for the porn and B for better searching area.
You don't know that there's porn there yet.
Oh, well.
But you do go up.
Something tells me. Just have a feeling.
All right, so Nash appears in the doorway, Hope.
I'll hand him the parchment as I'm looking through the most recent logs.
You unfold the parchment, you see men, women, and demons in a giant orgy.
All right.
Hand-painted, colored.
I'll go, whoa! This is intense. Who did this? I thought this place was full of churchy people. Who made this?
I don't know. There's a signature, but I can't make it out.
Am I able to make it out, Bo, at all?
No, it's just one of those squiggly things that artists do, and you can't see their signature.
Okay. I'll bet it was that old guy. He looked like somebody that might get into demon porn.
We could always ask him.
Yeah. Perfect deathbed question. Before you leave us.
We'll fold it up and put it in her pocket.
All right, well, add, demon orgy portrait to your inventory.
Stanley's gonna climb up the next riser. There's pretty much just a brazier up here, right?
That's right.
All right, let's light it up.
Okay, you wanna light everything up in here, eh? So you light it up, and more light begins to appear.
'Cause, I mean, I got dark vision, but it's nice to be able to not have to use it.
So you light things up a little further, but you notice that you can't see through the inky black clouds at all.
So they're
And
completely
before
opaque.
you is a giant cloud. All right, everyone, make a Constitution saving throw, please. Tell me your results.
What's that time? Is it
13. Oh, sorry. 18.
22.
Twen-
Sorry.
I was gonna say the same thing. Weird, man.
No way.
That's weird.
It is weird.
22.
What was your?
16.
Mine was 15 and 7. What was your roll?
Mine was 18 and 4.
Oh, okay. I was ready to be
What
really.
did you have, Pharrell?
16.
Okay. You gain one stage of whatever it is that's affecting you, and your body begins feeling very sensitive, very ticklish. You're this close to laughing. It just the right thing just touches you the right way, you're gonna burst out into laughter. It's concerning.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Scott, you let out a loud fart. Constitution saving throw, please.
What? All right. Please roll as good as I did last
Well,
time.
you are a stage 5.
19?
Yeah, okay, so you feel your bowels moving. You're gonna have to go to the bathroom soon, but you're able to hold it for now.
Okay. Phew. No empty chests in here.
Hope's gonna leave the room and call out. So, do we walk in? Do we shoot him? What do we do? The clouds.
I mean, I held out a dagger into one. It didn't seem to do anything. But who knows how it's going to react to flesh.
The voice calls out to you as you yell out to Hope. Who knows how it's going to react when it calls out to the flesh? The flesh?
Oh, shit.
I know how it will react. The flesh echoes out throughout the library.
It's not the bird, is it?
And how will it react?
It will react with a plum.
And what exactly does that mean?
Why are you asking me so many questions? You never asked me this many questions.
Who are you? Where are you?
I'd ask you the same thing. Who are you? Where are you? Where am I? Oh no!
Well,
Where am I? Ah!
Great.
I goes out through the library.
Wow. Who is that?
After a period of quiet, oh yeah, who is that?
Yeah. Who is this?
Why do you want to know who I am? You hear yelling out, echoing throughout the library.
Why does anyone want to know anything?
The clouds want to know everything. Yes.
Varel is going to go sit down on one of these chairs by the brazier.
The clouds will tell me everything.
He will lean his head back against the wall, and hopefully it's nice and cool, and just breathe for a little bit.
Okay, I need a perception roll, please, from you, Stanley.
Gonna be 24.
Okay, perfect. So from out of the clouds in front of you, it doesn't surprise you. You see a man with his eyes bleeding walk from out of the clouds. And he goes, "Please hold still." And he moves forward towards you with his arms outstretched.
Ugh.
I'll drop a hand to the hilt of my sword, but I'll hold still.
Okay, is he still lunges for you? He puts his hands on your arms. And then he looks into your eyes, desperate, his eyes bleeding. And he goes, "You must help me."
What is wrong with you? What's happened?
I can't find my way out. Denise told me there was a way out down here. I'm gonna find it.
Who is Denise?
Who is Denise? He sits down on the floor, cross-legged, and he goes, "Who is Denise? These freaking dunderheads gotta explain everything to them." He turns around to the cloud and he goes, I know.
Are you talking to the clouds?
No. He turns, looks at you, shakes his head, and goes, no.
Look, friend, if you want a way out of this library, we can assist you. We just need to find something down here. Do you know where journals would be kept?
Journals. Maybe. They keep books down here. Books? I never wanted to be a part of any book. And yet I'm drowning in them.
So you have no useful information to that regard, then?
Is a man nothing more than the useful information he knows? A man is a pile of secrets.
Oh, jeez.
You'll never get mine.
Look, you want a way out of here. We can certainly show you the way out, but we have to finish our task first. So you can either speed that up, or you can continue to be a bother.
He goes, he begins clutching his chest. He starts pounding the ground with his fist. He curls up on the floor into a ball, and then he pukes blood. There's this giant splat of blood, then his body shakes. And then he holds still.
Really dislike this guy.
Stanley, are you all right up there?
I am, although I can't say the same for the person who was calling out.
Saving throw, please.
Oh, jeez.
Constitution.
$13.
Okay. You're back at stage 3. And you begin to feel heaviness, itchy, and fever as something invisible around you appears to just be enveloping you. You wonder if it's proximity to this person who's remaining unmoving at this point.
All right, thinking that might be the case, I'm going to jump down and start to get away.
Okay. And as you jump down and start to get away, his body makes this dry poof, like if you were to step on some dry plant, and it lets out a giant pile of black cloud in its vicinity. Poof. And you can almost hear it. You hear a poof. This cloud fills up where he was, his body was. I'll move you to safety because you move out of the way of it.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, I'd get away. He just turned into one of the damn clouds. I think the clouds are People.
Are they trapped?
I think it's just part of the illness.
You mean we're all headed toward this?
Possibly. We need to find the book as fast as possible.
You guys stay back from the clouds. I'll go in. And Hope will start heading toward one of the black clouds. But before, like rushing in, she'll touch it with her hand.
Okay. You move to which? Can you move your token next to the cloud you wish to face? Thank you. You move on the top riser, past the bookshelves towards a cloud, and you take your hand through it and try and scoop up a bit. And you do, and it folds into your hand and then dissipates.
Okay,
no-
it seems okay.
No other noticeable effect.
All right, Hope will stick her face in and see if she can look around.
Constitution saving throw, please.
14.
All right, you put your face in. Your visibility is extremely limited. You can't see anywhere, but you feel fine.
All right, I'm going in. And then she'll walk in. Let me check the map real. Okay, keeping her fingers on the chairs to her left, she'll try and use them to guide her through the cloud and then back out.
Okay, perfect. So you're walking through the cloud all the way to the other side?
In halfway and then back out halfway.
Gotcha. All right. So you close your eyes, or do you walk with eyes open?
Eyes open.
All right. You walk in with eyes open, and blackness surrounds you and swirls to a point where you can't see. You have your hand on the chair, and it is guiding you through. And now I need everyone with their headphones off, except for Kristen again, please.
Oh.
A whispering enters your mind, and you hear.
Hello?
You hear a voice respond back to you. Deep, old, and forbidding. Not alive, though. Patience. Bring us the fist. Patience. Soon all within the tower will die, and you can return the fist to your new master.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hope will just stand there reeling at this realization, turn around, and start walking back out. But again, she can't see anything in there.
Can't see anything in there.
Shit. Before she exits, she'll stop. And she'll go, but what about my friends?
The fist is all that matters. Your master is all that matters. Friends are for weaklings. You will be great, and great ones have no time for friends.
Hope will start walking out of the cloud for real this time.
Okay. The headphone back on for everyone. Beepity beep beep.
All right.
All right. Hope walks back out of the cloud. At the point where she entered the cloud, so she didn't go through it or anything.
I'm fine when I go in, but I can't see anything. So if the book's in one of these clouds, we'll never know.
Well, maybe we can pull some out of it, or I don't know, maybe we can find some that aren't contained within the clouds. Maybe if we push through it.
Yeah. All right. And Hope will start walking through the library as best she can, trying to find bookshelves that are behind clouds but not in clouds.
Okay, so you want to walk into a cloud?
She will only walk into a cloud if there's something she can keep her hand on to guide her.
So you're up against a bookshelf on your right side. So there's a wall there. So as long as there remains a wall, you can guide yourself forward for the time being.
Okay, perfect.
All right. You walk back into the cloud. You see nothing, but can feel the bookshelf and the wall to your right. You make your way down, and you feel that there's a bookshelf inside this cloud, but you can't see any of it. The wall ends on your right there, and you feel that there's a set of stairs as you feel it turn. You can walk up the stairs or not. You're still in the cloud. It's pitch black.
She'll keep her right hand and use it along the stairs until she finds the wall on the other side of the stairs and use that to go around.
Okay. So on your way there, you bump into with your knees the brazier, and you kind of see barely cutting through the darkness the lit brazier that Stanley would have lit up a little earlier. You move past it, holding on to your right, so you make a 90-degree turn, and you find yourself on a riser, and there's a higher floor to your right with some bookshelves and some steps leading downwards to the left.
Okay, she'll go up to the two bookshelves.
Okay. So you climb on up to the next floor, just sort of taking your two hands and hoisting yourself up to the higher floor. And you approach this set of bookshelves. As you scan the spines of the bookshelf, you see that they are battle histories. Various battles, documents. They look more like, nonfiction accountings of various sieges and campaigns across the Outland and throughout the heavens.
Okay, seeing that they're battle histories, she'll give a quick glance to see if she can't find a book that goes over the battle that the cleric mentioned. Riddle top.
Okay. All right. I need a history check and an investigation check.
History is a 4. Investigation is an 8.
Yeah, you got nothing. These books are super boring and they all sound the same. It's a battle of some, tower, a battle of some plains. Yeah, just all kinds of different titles. Nothing jumping out at you is what the guy said. So you don't find any hope looking at any of the titles and the spines.
Okay, she'll continue onward around the corner and look at the other side of the library.
Okay. And as you look towards the other side of the library, you see that there are again a few more clouds within the bookshelves below on the floor. And you see, if you had to imagine this room was shaped into a U, you see to the south a large cloud, likely the same cloud that you encountered when you tried to get in the other way. There's a small study room to your left, and when you sort of peer in, you see a black cloud in that room as well. There's 4 in your area.
Okay, so what she'll do is on this side of the library, she'll avoid the clouds and go to all of the books that she can to see if maybe there's a journal section.
Okay. For everyone else, for everyone, before I do that, I need a Constitution saving throw from everyone, please.
14.
19.
18.
All right, Stanley, you're now at stage 4 of whatever's happening. And that means you are feeling a little ticklish, a little sensitive. You feel like if something grazed you the right way, you'd start laughing uncontrollably.
How close to Stanley am I?
You're pretty far away. You're up near a private study room, and Stanley has snuck through the dark clouds.
Okay.
You're a bit separated.
Darn it.
Yeah.
I was going to graze him.
Right. So, Hope, you're going to spend some time studying, looking through all the books that are exposed. To quickly look through it might take 10 minutes. So you look at these bookshelves to the left here that are up on the riser on this side of the library room, and you notice that these books in particular, there's some cooking recipe books, there's some other history books, and then there's a section with fables in them. Not finding what you want here, you make your way down below to whatever you can see exposed in the dark clouds. You quickly see that there's a bookshelf right over here. I'm just about to ping it, like on the top left of this grouping here of 6 shelves. You see that there are personal journals of various staff that have worked in the tower over the centuries and millennia.
Okay, perfect. She'll start going through the alphabet to see if she can. I guess Crudman begins with a C, or Hordveld with an H.
Hordveld with an H. So you begin looking through the bookshelf, and you notice there are quite a few journals. You get to A, B, and then it's done. So there's nothing on this side. You flip over to the other side, and you see that there. See, maybe some of it's stuck in the black cloud that's near these, but you see a D, E. Then you look over, and you see D, E, F, G. And as you flip over to the other side and keep looking, you see that you're up to JK. And you realize that the G is going to be somewhere in the darkened cloud.
All right. Hope will call out, guys, I found H's, but I have to go in. I'll be back.
Okay. Be careful, though.
Okay, so Hope will keep her hand on the bookshelf, of course, to keep herself oriented. And what she'll do is she'll start grabbing books with one hand off of the shelf in the darkness and just chucking them out onto the ground, out of the cloud.
It sounds like a good plan. It's going to be a slow plan, but nevertheless, you can do it. You begin firing books off. So you step inside the cloud, and you go to where you guess G would be, and you begin firing those books from the shelf out into the light, basically. Okay, that's going to take a little while. I need everyone else to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Ooh, 20.
You're muted. I don't know if you're speaking, Chris.
Oh, 24 is mine.
24, yeah.
7.
Stanley, your bowels begin to break. Borel, I need a saving throw from you as well, please.
Might
24.
be time to do another lesser restoration.
All right, you cast another lesser restoration on yourself, bringing you up to stage 3, and removing the ticklish, sensitive feeling and calming your bowels back down.
If it matters any, I don't know if it does, but I guess I'll say it, is I'm now having to cast that at the 3rd level.
Okay.
I don't think it has any impact on the spell, but I don't know if that has any play here. So
you also relieve some of your feverish feelings, and your temperature cools down very suddenly, and it's a welcome feeling. And spell level is important. Thanks for mentioning it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So 30 minutes goes by. Hope, and you fired all the books out and cleared off all the shelves. And then you step out and you see a massive mountain of books in the sort of hallway.
Well, I was gonna say, because I'm hearing her throwing books, I've got a pretty decent guess of what it is she's doing. I did see when I was up by the brazier that it looked like there was a gap here because I could almost see past that one cloud by the bookcase. So I'm
Mhm.
going to pull out one of my scrolls of Dimension Door and read it and cast the spell to oomph over to here.
Okay. Then you teleport yourself to the other side of the cloud wall.
And then I'm going to go looking for Hope.
Okay, and you see her from above down in the bookshelves below. This is sort of see the top of her head.
I figure while she's throwing books, I'd probably hear her and be able to.
Yeah, and you can follow the noise. Yeah, for sure.
And then seeing books just being flung out of the darkness, I'll start looking for what we're looking for.
Okay, perfect. You take a look and you see that there's a pile of books. You're going to start searching. Let's get investigation rolls from the two of you, please.
18.
5.
Oof.
Okay, so it takes you a bit of time. You guys flip through all the books, and these are all the books that start with last names with H, and eventually you get to a very slender tome that's marked "The Musings of Hordveld," the personal journal of High Cleric Crudman Hordveld.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's
All right,
a
Hope
green cover.
will grab it and immediately flip it open and just start going as fast as she can.
Okay, you flip through the common passages and you see that there aren't very many accounts. It's more of a notes journal, really. It's not really like there's these long treatises or paragraphs necessarily. You flip through the book until you come across what appears to be a strange looking image that captures your attention, and it's of one. There's a diagram of one person caressing and rocking another person in their arms, but non-race specific. It's just like stick figures, kind of. It appears to be this diagram, and it says cure to shale disease at the top.
To shale.
Yeah, shale a real disease? I meant to double check that. It's a type of rock. Okay, that's easy. Shale it is.
She'll mark the page with her finger and then just flip through the book to see if anything else catches her eye.
You flip through the book, and mostly it's the recounting of various horticultural events in his life. You know, for example, at one point he had this strange looking plant, and half the book is sort of documenting what it was like when it first grew, and then what happened when it bloomed, and the different type of feeding pattern that different types of schedules that he tried in order to get the best out of this particular plant. Pretty boring stuff.
All right, she'll go back to the shale disease cure and read.
All right, so you read it, and it appears that the directions appear to be quite basic. You're to take someone who has the disease, you're to rock them like a baby, and then there's this incantation in what appears to be Celestial, a language you can't read. And then, some broth is administered while the caressing is happening.
All right, I think this is it. And Hope will look up at Stanley.
You found it. It's, I'll take a look at it as well. Didn't he say it was called Incubatrix?
Yeah.
For the name of the disease?
Yeah, you're right. Then Hope will curse under her breath and start going through the books on the floor.
I mean, I don't know. We can certainly try this, but he didn't seem to have his names all together anyway. Took him a surprisingly long time just to remember his own. In fact, he didn't remember his own. But I also don't think we should come back down here. So ideally, be sure.
And that crazy person you ran into, Denise. He said Denise. And Hope will go back to the books on the shelf D and look for the name Denise.
Okay, investigation roll, please.
$11.
You don't find a book by anyone with the name Denise on it.
While Stanley's looking at the pages, these words in Celestial, do you, or in this language, I guess I don't technically know that. Are they pronounceable? Does it look like anybody could read them, or does it look like you would have to know what the word meant?
Well, you looked at the letters that are comprised of it, and you have a guess as to how that might be pronounced, but you're not 100% sure. It's an arrangement of letters that is unfamiliar to you.
I don't know, Hope. This is the best we've got right now. You've got a sick person. Do you want to try it?
But what would we use as the broth?
Oh, I forgot about the broth. Wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I suppose we could try and get this back to the High Cleric, see if he can tell us with a little bit of reminding.
Do you think we even have time?
I don't know.
Hope will curse again. And can you conjure some water?
No, not anymore.
Oh, we can try it without the drink.
I mean, I have water.
Okay, let's use
Reach
that.
into
Maybe.
the bag, pull out my water skin, and
All right, and Hope will take the position as indicated by the drawing and motion to Stanley.
All right. Stanley will get in the position as well.
All right, so Hope, you kneel down, and Stanley, you sort of sit down on your butt and then lean back into Hope and allow her to hold you like a newborn baby with one arm around the other and begin rocking you. You have the book on the ground sort of open as you rock Stanley in your arms.
And then I'll try and pronounce the celestial as best as possible.
All right, give me your best celestial.
Oh God.
Have fun with it.
Probably sound pretty, so that has lots of this is the hardest challenge Hope has ever faced in her life. Fathredas Irduta.
Love it.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Still feel awful for the rest.
Drink the water.
Oh. Take a drink of the water.
Okay, take a drink of the water. Now the rocking feels nice, but you don't feel any divine hand reach from the heavens and lift the curse from you.
This didn't do anything.
It's a very funny visual, by the way.
Damn it.
John
The
being
only thing I'm grateful for at this point is that Nash was not here to see.
Hope will chuckle. What about the fist of Euphemius? You have that, yeah? Isn't
I
that
have
a holy relic?
the medallion. I have that. And I'll pull it out of the bag.
All right. take this book with the three of you, go upstairs, try and see if you can get someone to translate it. I'll stay down here and see if I can find something else.
Okay, we'll do that then. I'll take the book, put it in the bag, along with the emblem and all that. I'll run off back the way I came.
All right. Unfortunately, as you go to try and exit, you see that both ways out are blocked entirely by black cloud, which you haven't traversed through yet.
I'll head up this way I came in, kind of hop the
Mhm.
brazier, go back around the corner, pull out another scroll, and do another dimension door across.
Okay. You can pretty much go anywhere in this room for the most part, as long as you know where it is.
Yeah, trying to be somewhat careful, but we'll floop. Oh, I got stuck in a wall. Okay.
All right, there you go. You teleport to the safe side in front of Varel, who's sitting by a brazier. And Nash.
Come running up. We have a book. We tried it. It doesn't work. It looks like there's a piece that needs to be translated. Hope is going to keep looking to see if there's something we missed. But I think we need to get this upstairs to somebody who can actually read the words contained in it.
Well, let's waste no time.
All right.
We should go. Everyone agree?
All right, the three of you get up and hurriedly walk down the hallway and return to the stairwell that's going to take you up to the top of the tower. You move into the stairwell and begin ascending. And as you move up one or two flights, you notice that the sounds of swords ringing out on the first floor are gone. There are no sounds. It's quiet. And as you get up to the area where the first floor is going to be, you notice that same black mist fill into the stairwell around that area. You aren't able to see the exit to the first floor. You just see that all of a sudden there's black cloud in the stairwell. Stop before moving into it.
Like in a defense, do we sense it's a defensive move or anything like that? Is there a way to?
It's the same black cloud that you found in the library.
People must have died here.
Hmm.
They're all turning into this mist when it happens.
Can we go through it?
I don't know. The only one who's ever moved through it was Hope. She's immune to it. I mean, we can... I have more scrolls of Dimension Door, but if we use too many of them up, we're not going to have a way out of this tower.
Wait, wasn't that all 4 of your scrolls?
I had way more than 4 scrolls.
Oh, did you now? Okay.
Yeah, I asked for 8.
Okay. Question asked, question answered. Thank you.
We can also cast the spell, or... I don't know, maybe we just don't breathe it in and we just rush through.
I mean, just hold our breath and run. Maybe.
I think we play it safe. Nash, take one of the scrolls. Take Varel. I'll take another one. We've been down this way. Let's get up as high as we can, as close as we can to the high priest.
All right.
I'll hand Nash a scroll, pull one out for myself, and teleport up.
You're gonna leave without Hope?
Well, she can come through it.
She's fine. She can run through it.
Okay, perfect. So Nash, Stanley hands you a scroll, and then he reads his own and disappears. Yep, just like that.
All right, I'll do the
The
same.
perfect sound. Are you taking Varel with you?
Yes, assuming he's willing.
What's going on with Varel?
I don't know. He's still chilling, right? Just
I
relaxing.
guess. I mean, he came up the stairs with you guys, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Varel is standing dead-eyed, looking exhausted, and just following footsteps.
Squeezing them
Okay.
cheeks.
Well, Nash will have to touch you in order to teleport you.
I'll tell him. I'll say, Varel, I'm ready to port. Are you? Can I touch you?
We're doomed anyway.
Oh, that's a terrible attitude. And then I'll just touch his arm, grab him.
All right, and then you begin reciting from the spell, and you teleport. The three of you appear in the quarters of High Cleric Crudman Hordveld. Let me just move everything back to where that was.
While you're doing that, I'll recite my scroll. My scroll said this. It said, right now I'm here, but soon I'm gone. If you think... shit. I had a good rhyme, and I can't remember it now. Here I am, but soon
I'm gone.
but soon I won't be. Shit. I had a good one. I'll have to think about it. Never mind. I'll use it the next time we need a teleporter scroll.
All right. So the three of you teleport back to High Cleric Crudman Hordveld's chambers. Boink, and the three of you are in the room together. There is the paladin is not. There's no paladins in the room this time. No one's in there, and you see a shape in the bed.
Oh, he can't read.
Who?
The cleric. Just remember.
Oh, right. He can't read. He can't even see you.
No.
He thought I was a lady.
Shit.
Oh, boy.
He also takes so damn long to talk. Should we just take this to the Knight Commander instead?
He probably can read more.
But we are here. We could at least ask him. All right, I'll go over to the bed.
Okay.
Okay, you go over to the bed. There's a the old elf is lying still in the bed. You hear a slight.
I'll place my hand gently on his shoulder. Say, hi, cleric. Crudman.
All right, let's do a wake up roll, please.
Okay. Is there a modifier for a wake up roll?
Charisma.
Oh, wow. Charisma? Okay. That's going to be a 23.
All right, so you provide him with the gentle but persuasive shake. A good wake up shake, one that is not sudden or shocking, that delivers the sleepy gently to the land of the living. He opens his eyes, and as he opens his eyes, blood just begins squirting down his cheeks.
Jeez.
Yes.
From his eyes? Oh,
From his eyes.
We're screwed.
Yes.
We found your journal.
Stanley.
Yes, Stanley. We found your journal. It has instructions, something about cradling, speaking words, and drinking what was the instructions?
I was drinking broth.
Broth?
And drinking a broth of some kind. The words are in a language I don't recognize. Do we need to know the language and what kind of broth is used? Do you remember?
Speak the syllables of the gods, you must. Yes, but the tongue is forbidden to so many mortals. I could recite the lines, but I cannot see. I fear I couldn't read them. You must find another cleric to do this for you.
Do you know anyone else in the tower that could?
It's mostly for the Order of Paladins, but there is one apprentice, acolyte, very forgetful, but means well, a good soul. Walnut.
Sweet.
Seek out Walnut.
And what about the broth? What needs to be in that?
You could pick any kind of animal for sacrifice. Chicken broth, a beef, lamb. Lamb is best. Do you have lamb?
We're gonna find out. You hang in there. We're going to try and get this taken care of right now.
I fear I might not make it, my son. I can hear Euphemius beckon me even now.
We are nearly there. Just hang on.
Save the younger folk. I've lived a good life. I hear his singing. The halls of justice open for me. And he smiles, big toothy smile, with his eyes mostly closed and bleeding.
He's gonna pop.
Stanley starts backing away. Vorel, you know your way around the kitchen. You were just there the other night. Do you think you can find the broth we need?
Clutch broth.
Clutch broth.
He's like, I'm gonna be in the kitchen sucking. Oh my god. We gotta clutch one out in the kitchen.
Fine. I will find this broth.
Nash, you and I, we gotta find Walnut.
All right. I remember his words.
If you need anything, just yell Walnut.
Can we yell it from here? Do we need to?
You saved that?
Yes.
We can yell it here if we want. Or where do we go? We need Walnut.
All right, we'll leave the room, head back to the main area, and call out Walnut.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, as you leave the main room and begin calling Walnuts and making your way to the main stairwell in the center of the room, one of the paladins looks around the corner and looks at you and says, "Quiet with that racket. What are you yelling that for?"
We need him. It's important.
Who? You need a Walnut.
Yes, it relates to the cure.
Well, see Gregor, he has walnuts. Probably not. What? My head is pounding. Keep that nonsense down. This reaction's confusing to me.
John just goes. For some
Just
reason, he goes all
trying to-
Vaseline.
Yeah, my camera's all.
It's weird.
messed
Don't
up.
worry about it.
It's weird.
I don't know.
It's totally fine.
Keep down that search for walnuts. All right, while Stanley, John can't play for the moment. Varel, you make your way back. You push past Stanley and the paladin he's arguing with and make your way to the kitchen, which is the mess hall, just to the right of the mess hall. If you look at the bottom right of the map, you see Gregor in the kitchen getting things ready. And as you walk in, he goes, "You're back."
I require broth.
I think that's something I can help you with. Fetch me a pot.
Grab a pot.
Fetch me a ladle.
Grab a ladle.
Get me the celery.
I fetch celery. Wait,
Now get.
what is celery?
See, in the pantry, you'll find these green, stringy things. They taste disgusting, but they are marvelous, flavorful additions to soup and broth. Get them for me.
Shall be done.
All right, get me some radishes.
Radishes.
Yes, yes. And get me all of the leftover pieces of chicken cutlets.
Ew.
shall be cutlet.
Yes. Now fetch me some water. There's a pump down the hall. Take a bucket. Fill it.
Consider it done.
All right, you do it, and you come back with the water, and he goes, now take the pot, fill it with water and all the ingredients. Cut them up with that knife, and we will make the most law-abiding, good broth this tower has ever seen.
Shall be a just broth.
Yes, it shall. And then, without even a conversation about it, Gregor goes to work hardcore making soup along with Varel, who are now formed of purity of purpose as they begin assembling this life-saving broth. Will it taste great? Will it indeed be the reagent required to cure the tower of this disease? You'll have to find out next week, because that's it for There Will Be Dungeons.
Nice. I love the whole thing. The cliffhanger is broth. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I love it. Also, chat room, you don't have to make broth from bone marrow. You can do it just from chicken stock. Like
you just put
old chicken.
all your leftover chicken into a pot and boil it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything.
Or you can just put any chicken, just anything.
Yeah.
All the crap. You
do the marrow more with like beef broth stock. Anyway, I talk like I know what I'm talking about. I actually do.
There are no wrong answers. You literally put anything into a pot and just boil it. And that's
Nash made a broth at the start of the episode.
That's right, I did. You won't like that kind though, will ya? Stay out of that. Stay out of that room. All right. Hey, well done, everybody. You not only helped us crank out a session, but I also drew me sitting on a thing taking a dump. So enjoy that. If you go check out our Twitter feed at therebedungeons.com.
Yeah. And let's just say this week's episode is dedicated to everyone having a hard time out there with the sickness and all that.
Hopefully your guys
are good.
Hopefully none of you have it and you're healthy. If any of you get it,
Hope
take care of yourselves.
You all find the solution to it, which is caressing somebody and singing to them in a language you don't understand.
Right. Even if that meant we had to picture Kristen cradling John in her arms, which is a very weird visual.
Well, hopefully you pictured Hope doing it to Stanley, because if you're just picturing all of us doing what our characters do, that's a weird proposition.
In this particular case,
specifically for you, Scott. So I would think you would be an advocate for this as well.
I picture some of what Nash does in Scott. I'm not gonna lie.
Also, Nash has socks on because this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I didn't. Partly because I didn't feel like rendering feet, but also because I thought it'd be funny if you had socks on. Anyway, if you want to know what the heck that drawing is and you're like, what are they even talking about on this audio version of the show I'm getting? Well, if you're a subscriber to the Dungeon Plus subscription service over at therewillbedungeons.com, the good news is, and if you're at the right level, that'll be mailed to you as one of our monthly exclusive pieces of art. Yeah, that's right. A picture of Nash pooping in a treasure chest, an empty one.
Wait, is that what you drew?
Yeah. You go look at Slack. You'll see the finished thing.
Oh my God.
Anyway, some in the chat got to see it as it was being done, but so if you want that as your bonus art, there's other cool stuff too, not just that, but that and many others. Head on over to the site, therewillbedungeons.com, sign up for Dungeons Plus, and we would love to send you that and more cool stuff just for being fans of the show and helping us out. That's right. Therewillbedungeons.com, where you'll find our Twitter accounts. You'll find our email address. There's a place to send messages right there if you get questions for our bonus episode that we do monthly. All of that stuff can be found there. Therewillbedungeons.com. All right, that's going to do it for us. Take care of yourselves. Be good out there. If you're isolating, a good 3-hour podcast is the right thing for you. And we'll be back next week with another one. For me, for Kyle, for Kristen, for John, for Bo, and for myself. We'll see you. Oh, whoops. Shit. We'll see you next time.
Next time.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
If you need anything, just yell Walnut.
There you go.
You know,
Perfect.
You didn't expect that, did you?
I didn't think you clipped that. I was